On June 28, 1914, a prince from the Austro-Hungarian Empire was visiting Bosnia with his wife. As they were driving, waving at people along the road, their driver accidentally turned into the wrong street. Little did anyone know that this simple mistake would lead to the outbreak of World War I, resulting in 40 million deaths and billions of dollars in losses. Let's find out how just one wrong turn pushed the world into such a massive conflict. Welcome back to another episode of Beyond the Facts. In this video, we're taking a look at the world map from the early 1900s, just before World War I, and it looked a lot different back then. There were major empires like the Russian Empire, the Ottoman Empire, and the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The key player in all this was Bosnia and Herzegovina, where this whole situation kicked off. In 1908, the Austro-Hungarian Empire took control of Bosnia and started managing its affairs. Most of the people living in Bosnia were Slavic, and neighboring Serbia also had a large Slavic population. There was a sense of empathy between the people of both countries because they were neighbors. However, Serbia was not part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. While the people were essentially the same, they were ruled by different states. The Austro-Hungarian Empire wanted to take control of Serbia to incorporate it into their empire, which would also bring Bosnia under their control and help reduce the divisions among the local people. But the people there were against it, and the Slavic community was really upset about the Austro-Hungarian Empire's plans. People were getting angry because they wanted Serbia, Bosnia, and Herzegovina, where Slavic people lived, to become one free country called Greater Serbia or Yugoslavia. But for now, their only option was to hate the Austro-Hungarian Empire. The Austro-Hungarian Empire might have attacked Serbia, but they were scared of Russia. Russia didn't want the Austro-Hungarian Empire to grow too powerful in the region. So to fight against Russia, the Austro-Hungarian Empire turned to Germany. They teamed up and put them on backup, and Russia formed an alliance with France. Meanwhile, the nationalists in Serbia and Bosnia slowly started to set up organizations for their independence. At first, these organizations were just meant to protest against the Austro-Hungarian Empire, but over time, they turned into militant groups and resorted to violence. During this period, another organization emerged, known as the Black Hand. Their motto was to create a Greater Serbia or Yugoslavia, and they were determined to achieve that goal. To achieve their goals, this organization was even willing to take someone's life. In the midst of this, there was a 19-year-old guy named Gavrilo Princip, who had always dreamed of a free country, Yugoslavia. He also joined the Black Hand organization, and they started working day and night on how to take revenge on the Austro-Hungarian Empire and break free from them. They attacked Austro-Hungarian officials multiple times, but they just couldn't seem to shake off the empire. Fast forward to 1914, and they got news that the Archduke Franz Ferdinand of the Austro-Hungarian Empire is set to visit Bosnia. He was next in line to become the emperor and had plans to take over Serbia. The members of the Black Hand were determined to stop him from becoming king at all costs. As soon as they got wind of this, they were thrilled, and a dangerous plan started to form in their minds. They first figured out his route for the day of the visit and found out he would be inaugurating a new museum at the city hall. The members came up with a plan where three of them would stand in different locations to wait for the prince's car. As soon as it passed by one of them, that person would throw a grenade and then take cyanide, basically a death pill, and jump into the nearby river. The goal of the plan was that after killing the prince, the attacker would also die. Even if the cyanide didn't work, jumping into the river would definitely mean death. They were doing this because the Black Hand was a secret organization, and they didn't want anyone to know about their plans. The place where the Black Hand members were plotting was also where Gavrilo Princip, who had a passion for freedom since childhood, was coming up with his own plan to kill the prince. June 28, 1914, was the day this plan was supposed to go down. But making a plan is always easier than actually carrying it out. The guys sent by the Black Hand had no experience with this kind of thing. When the prince and his wife's convoy passed by the crowd, the first guy was so scared that he couldn't even throw the grenade. When the car moved on, as it passed by the second, he started shaking too. While he was thinking, the car went by, and now all the responsibility was on the third guy. When Prince's car passed him, he quickly threw the bomb, but he missed his target. The grenade landed some distance away from Prince's car, injuring about 20 people in the crowd, but thankfully, no one, including Prince, was killed. Right after that, he hurriedly took his cyanide pill, but it turned out to be useless because it was old. After that, he jumped into the river as planned, but maybe luck wasn't on his side that day. The water was only a little over a foot deep because the river had dried up in this season. The police arrived on the scene and arrested him, which thwarted the plot to kill Prince. But there's still a twist in the story. Gavrilo Princip was still on his secret mission. After the bomb went off, they quickly got Prince and his wife to safety in a secure location. The Duke angrily complains to the mayor of Bosnia that they came to visit his city, but he welcomed them with a bomb. When the prince finds out that 20 people were injured due to the explosion, he immediately decides to change his schedule and go to the hospital instead of the museum to check on the injured. However, the driver isn't informed about the schedule and route changes. The prince gets back in his car with his wife and heads to the hospital. On the other side, Gavrilo was waiting to attack the prince, who was standing on the road leading to the museum. Just then, the prince's car turned to head towards the museum. The driver, unaware that the prince needed to go to the hospital, directed the car towards the museum. At that moment, the staff quickly informed the driver about the schedule and told him to turn the car around to head to the hospital. As they were reversing, the car slowed down considerably, and for Gavrilo, it was the perfect opportunity to make his move. Gavrilo pulls out a pistol and starts shooting at the car, killing Prince Archduke and his wife right on the spot. When news of the prince's death reaches the emperor of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, he gets furious and decides to attack Serbia. Meanwhile, Russia, which was already backing Serbia, thinks that the Austro-Hungarian Empire is trying to take over Serbia, so they step in to support Serbia against the Austro-Hungarian Empire. On top of that, the German Empire was already backing the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Compared to Russia, France, which initially planned to stay neutral, teamed up with Russia to attack Germany. France and Russia played a major role in weakening the Ottoman Empire. That is why they came out in support of Germany. The United Kingdom, which had conspired with France to eliminate the Ottoman Empire in the Middle East, also joins forces with France. Even Japan and the USA enter the war too, and due to a wrong turn, World War I kicks off. They say that if the prince car hadn't taken that wrong turn that day, he might not have died, and World War I might not have started. Just because of one life lost, 40 million people died in that war. Plus, the military transfers between countries during the conflict spread the deadly Spanish flu worldwide, which killed over 50 million people. On top of all that, the entire world faced economic issues and financial losses that are hard to even estimate. By the way, here's a fun fact for you. Just so you know, the World War I ceasefire was signed on November 11, 1918, 4 years after the prince's death. Interestingly, the prince's car number was also 111118. Is this just a coincidence, or was there something bigger at play? Let me know in the comments. And I hope you guys will like and share this video from Beyond the Facts. Thank you so much for your love-filled comments. See you in the next awesome video.